And I have a little bit of advice for black people. I have a public service announcement for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. So black people, listen up. If you follow these easy tips, you will be just fine. Okay? Yes, I'm aware that Chris Rock is being comedic, but his comedy is infused by truth. That's why it's funny. Everything he says is spot on accurate and obvious. This is obvious stuff that doesn't even need to be said.
One thing is to take Chris Rock's comedy sketch for what it is, as comedy. The other is to take it and use it to further your little racist agenda. To pretend that unfair treatment of black people by law enforcement only means police brutality on those that resist arrest, and to pretend that police brutality is excusable as long as they were resisting arrest. Using Chris Rock's sketch to push a message that black people are more racist than everyone else. Saying that out loud, it sounds a lot like what was written in Dylan Roof's manifesto. But anyway, in regards to Chris Rock, if this AIU character thinks it is infused with truth, if everything Chris Rock says it is spot on accurate, why doesn't atheism is unstoppable go behind everything else Chris Rock has said? Funny that Chris Rock created that sketch, yet Chris Rock posted the same picture that atheism is unstoppable has bitched about. Let's see, what else? In July, during the Sandra Bland story, he tweeted, "If I were to die in police custody, know this, I did not commit suicide." In March, he tweeted several pictures of him being pulled over by cops, and to wish him good luck. Whether the reasons behind those stops were legitimate, it is unclear, but what it is clear is the message Chris Rock was trying to send. He was also on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, a show hosted by Jerry Seinfeld. In that episode, towards the end, Seinfeld and Chris get pulled over by the cops. And the comments that Chris makes is that in that scene of that episode are, "It'd be such a better episode if he pulls me over to the side and beats the crap out of me." Now, here's a crazy thing. If you, talking to Seinfeld, weren't here, I'd be scared. I'm famous, still black. And let's not forget this video he made.
In my neighborhood, there's like 3-4 black people in my neighborhood in Alpine. Hall of Famer, greatest R&B singer of our time, decent comedian. Who lives to me? What's the white man next to me? He's a dentist. He didn't invent anything. He's just a dentist. My dad used to say this. You can't beat white people at anything. Never. But you can knock them out. Like if you have 6 and the white guy has 5, he wins. If you're black, you can't let it go to the judge's decision. Because you're going to lose, no matter how bad you beat this man up. And that is essentially the black experience.
So, let's get this straight. Atheism is Unstoppable agrees only with that one sketch he used from Chris Rock about police brutality, because he thinks that police brutality is the only unfair treatment black people have to face in America. Atheism is Unstoppable denies the fact that black people are stopped more often when driving just for being black. AIU believes that black people are more racist than everyone else, similar to what Dylan Roof thought, and similar to some followers of AIU think as well. AIU believes that pointing out the institutionalized racism in law enforcement means we're calling all white people racists.
She thinks you are a fucking racist because you're white. She thinks you're treating this murderer kindly because you're white and he's white. Do you realize how fucking insulting that is? Disparage all white people and accuse them of being racist.
At this point, Atheism is Unstoppable is no longer using facts to point to a logical conclusion. He is using his conclusion, his racist agenda, to selectively pick facts that conform with his ideology. He obviously selectively picked Chris Rock's sketch to push his ideology. Now, let's think about this for a second. Would Chris Rock agree with Atheism is Unstoppable? Fuck no.